everybody, this is Mr. Bobby's Models, and today I thought I would do a Peterstone model collection tour. Right in front of you guys now is most of my models, all but one. The one that isn't in frame right now doesn't want to stand on my table. My Peterstones are kind of scattered around my shelves, and I very rarely get to see them all together, so I thought this would be quite a fun thing to do for me, and it would be fun for you guys just to see all of my Peterstones together. So let's go! Starting with the smallest model, this is my one and only Peterstone chip. This is a little Morgan. I do not know any information about this Morgan. I don't know who he is, so if anybody knows, that would actually be really helpful. His star looks like a cross or maybe a four-leaf clover, and he's really cool. I found him on eBay and he was kind of an impulse buy. I quite like him because he has like this pink purple sheen to his finish, which is slightly unusual, and I didn't know that he had that when I bought him. Yeah, I think you can see that picking up on the camera. It's quite unique, and he's just a fun little shelf piece. I don't really know what to say about him. Here's a little close-up of his face. Up next is my Arabian filly. I got this girl off someone from Facebook who actually coincidentally lives very close by to me. So she actually dropped her off in person, which was very, very cool. Pre-pandemic, I think I bought her in 2019, so a little while ago now. She's the sweetest little thing. I really, really like her, and I really like this mold. I don't see too many of these around, especially in the UK, so I'm glad I had the opportunity to purchase her. I'm not entirely sure what her OF name or run is. I don't think she's a DAH because she doesn't have any, she doesn't have the DAH writing on her belly or a signature or anything. So again, if anyone knows anything about this model, that would be really helpful. Very, very cute. She's coming up really dark on camera, but she's actually a little bit lighter. Like that. So there's her. Ooh, she's so cute. Look at the little snip. This is one of my most recent Peterstones. My second most recent, I think. This is Black Iris. She was an Equilocity run from this year. Equilocity was held online this year, I believe, due to wider circumstances. She's in satin matte, but truth be told, I actually can't tell the difference between satin matte and matte really, so I don't think I'll be buying another satin matte model, but she is so pretty regardless. I love this run. I've seen a few other ones on Instagram. I've seen a glossy one, and it is absolutely stunning. My parents bought this girl for me for Christmas. She was in a clearance sale. I did not actually buy her at Equilocity. But anyways, I love her so, so, so much. She's my first and only weanling. And I'm very, very, very grateful to my parents for buying her for me. We are now onto my Peterstone ponies, and this guy was actually my first ever Peterstone, and I love him and I would never sell him ever, ever, ever. So his OF name is Utterly Tom Truffles. He was made in a collaboration with Peterstone and a UK company called Utterly Horses, which sadly doesn't exist anymore. I know that a lot of UK collectors are just as sad as I am about that. Anyway, they teamed up to produce a number of Peterstone limited editions because at the time Peterstones were almost impossible to get in the UK, and Utterly Horses wanted to make them more accessible, especially to younger collectors who couldn't pay a fortune in international postage. I bought this guy at one of Utterly Horses' live shows. They used to run live shows and workshops and stuff. And I actually bought him directly from them. And I actually got him discounted because he's an ex-demo of this pony. So they used him for photographs and for displaying at their shop. He picked up a couple of flaws while he did that, so he was sold at a discounted price. And I still have his certificate and everything. This particular run was supposed to look like an Exmoor pony. So he kind of has an Exmoor pony paint job. And it's not really a colour that Peterstone do all that often, so he's quite unique. On his belly, he is signed by Becky, who used to be one of the main people at Utterly Horses, and you can see that he is number 15 of 36 made. So this guy was my second ever Peterstone and my first ever designer horse, and I've kept him all of these years. I've considered selling him a few times, but every time I think about it, it makes me sad because not many people hold on to their very first DAHs. So this guy is just a buckskin with a large snip and a striped hoof. He was designed in 2011. So I bought Utterly Tom Truffles in October 2011. And I think I bought this guy with my Christmas money in 2011. He did actually arrive at my house in 2012. But I did order him in 2011. So it says 2011 on his belly. I just love this snip so much. Even after all these years, I still love that snip. He is a little bit weird though. On his show side, he's very, very matte. But on this side, I think you guys can see, he's really shiny. He's like satin matte or like even a semi-gloss. He's super shiny and super smooth on this side. So I really don't know what happened there, but he is more shiny on one side than the other. It doesn't really bother me, but I've never had a DAH come like that before. And you can see his little signature on his belly. I haven't bought a pony since, so these two just hang out together on my shelves. After I went through my pony obsession, I then became hooked on Peterstone issues. So I bought this model. This model's OF name is Raphael, I believe. And it was either a run of 5 or 15. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it actually came in a surprise sex. So you could get a stallion, a gelding, or a mare. I ended up with a mare. I call her Olive. I named her that when I bought her in like 2012. And it's just stuck. And as you can see, my obsession for Peterstone's large snips continued into 2012. She has stunning dapples. She's a lovely dapple grey, and she has a custom mane and tail and these lovely striped hooves, which I really like. So pretty. She used to live show really, really well for me. I haven't really shown her in recent years, but I'm sure she would still do well. Look at that, she's so pretty. I love the dapples and I love that mane so much. She's probably a never sell model for me because I've now had her for such a long time and I just love her. She's a really pretty model. And this is presently my only other ish. I have owned another ish, but I sold him. I have sold a couple of Peterstones over the years, but as you can see, I've kept most of the ones that are very, very important to me. So this guy's OF name is Happy. I believe he's from 2005, maybe 2006. So he's a slightly older Peterstone. One of the ways that you can generally tell if a Peterstone is older or a larger run is by the fact that they don't paint the white markings. They are bare plastic, a lot like how Briar do white markings on most of their models. The story behind him is that I saw him on eBay many years ago and I fell in love with him, and the seller was selling him as a body for customization, and I just thought he was way too cute to be customized. So I asked my parents if they would buy him for me for my birthday so that I could rescue him from being customized. And they put him in a present bag and gave him to me for my birthday. So he does have flaws, but I absolutely love him. And I think younger me was so sweet for wanting to rescue him from being customized. And yeah, I mean, he's so adorable and I love his name. Just Happy. He's happy. So cute. I just couldn't let him be customized, and to this day I just really like the story of him and he genuinely makes me smile, so I'm glad I own him and he keeps my other ish company. Next I'm going to show you my two palooz DAHs. These are from 2019, I believe. So this is the first one. I think she's in the chocolate chestnut colour with a flaxen mane and tail. I believe that is what Peterstone call this colour. She has blue eyes, and this was the 2019 bold face. Her colour's not really showing very well on the camera right now. She's absolutely stunning in real life. I do have better pictures on my Instagram of her if you do want to see her in slightly better lighting. I debated for ages whether to get her in matte or gloss. I ultimately decided on matte because I got my other DAH in gloss, who you will see in a moment. I love the palooz mold. I would really like a custom body palooz, but I just have never found one that I'm super in love with, or if I haven't had the money at the time. I managed to get this girl to stand by standing her on a penny, so it's all good now. This is the other DAH I was talking about. She is absolutely yummy. Oh my goodness. Love her so much. So she is in the blue taffy colour, and she has dapples, and I think they called this the Broken Blaze in 2019, this face marking. And then she has a sock and a striped hoof on her right foreleg. There is so much shading on this girl that's probably not going to show on camera. In real life, she has the most gorgeous undertones. Let me see if under the light you can see it. Oh, you can see it a little bit better. You can see the shading and the really subtle dappling on her shoulders. There is dappling on her belly too, but you might not be able to see that. But she is absolutely gorgeous, and her gloss is kind of, it looks dusty while I'm holding it right now, but in real life it looks glittery. Oh, there's a thumbprint there, I'm so sorry. Oh, you can see the dappling a little bit. She actually looks sparkly in real life. She just looks filthy in this lighting. But I promise you, in real life, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Although you can see the brown on her nose. Oh, it's so lovely. And she has brown eyes, which I really like. She does have dappling on this side again, but it's very hard to show because it's so subtle. But you can kind of see all the brown in her coat. I still think that she is one of my prettiest Peterstones to date. Next, I'll show my Arabians. So I call this guy Benny. I don't know why, but the second I bought him, that name popped up into my head. He was an eBay find. I can't remember what year I bought him. Maybe 2019. Something like that. Maybe 2018, actually. I don't know. I didn't design him myself, but he is a designer horse. He's absolutely adorable, and I love the custom variation on this guy. He has a lovely custom mane and tail and a tilted head, and his ear has been adjusted. He's got 4 white socks. I found him on eBay and he was a pretty good price anyway, but he was on best offer, so I sent the seller an offer that was considerably less than her asking price, and she accepted it like straight away. So I got him for a very good price. You can see he's got writing on his belly and he's from 2013, so he's 8 years old this year. This is Dinero. He is one of my Moonlight Madness models from this year. If you don't know, Peter Stone hosts an event called Moonlight Madness at Halloween, but they also celebrate Dia de los Muertos on that day. Sorry for the bad pronunciation. I bought him in the leftovers sale, which was a couple of days after the main event, although I did sort of attend the event online a little bit. I checked in and kept an eye on what was going on and what people bought. He's easily the coolest colour I've ever seen. He reminds me of a nectarine. I said this in the video where I showed him for the very first time, and I still believe that to be true. He just looks like a nectarine to me. He's got lovely jewels on his face, and he's a sugar skull for Day of the Dead. So he has this lovely pattern on him. It's absolutely gorgeous. The little gems on his face reflect different colours, which is really awesome too. I'm super, super grateful that I was able to grab this guy in the leftovers sale. If you guys did try to shop in the leftover sale, you'll know that models sold out within a minute of being on the Peterstone website. It was kind of hard to get anything, so I'm very grateful that I not only managed to get him, but I managed to get another one, which I will show you now. This is Celso, and he is honestly the prettiest Peterstone in my collection. I think I absolutely adore this guy. He is my second Moonlight Madness leftover sale purchase. He was on the website for a good 45 minutes before I purchased him. He just sat there and sat there and sat there, which was really unusual because, like I said a moment ago, all of the Moonlight Madness models were selling out within seconds on the website. And the longer I looked at him, the more I just fell in love with him. And I caved in and ended up buying him, and wow, it was so worth it because he's actually turned out to be one of my favourite models. I forgot to say, although you probably can tell, both of the sugar skulls are glossy. I love a good gloss. Both of them are painted by Dawn Quick, who is one of the painters at Peterstone, in case you were wondering. This is my first and only model on this mould. I honestly didn't expect to like this mould as much as I do, but I genuinely think that it is one of the coolest moulds that Peterstone sell. Before I bought this guy, I never would have said that, so there you go. He's just a very unique piece, and he just looks so cool. I can't get over this guy, genuinely. I'm trying not to touch him too much because I don't like to touch gloss with bare hands, but yeah, he's just, oh, I love him. And then last but certainly not least, we have my favourite Peterstone in existence. I love her so much. This is Lady of the Lake, and she's the custom variation. There were 2 variations. She's the custom one. She was an Ecolocity 2019 limited model, and I believe there were 25 made. She is super awesome because she's my very first and only bunny, and anyone who knows me knows how obsessed I am with the bunny mold, and it's a big moment for me to finally actually own one. She's a gorgeous chestnut colour with a custom mane and tail. Just look at her face. There are plenty of pictures on my Instagram of this girl if you want to see her in better lighting, because I don't have the best lighting today. But she's just, oh my goodness, like I freaked when I purchased her and I freaked when she arrived. The bunny mold is easily my favourite sculpt by Peterstone ever. I just can't. I have no words. Oh, she's just so fluffy and chunky, you know? Oh, yes. I have to show this girl in good detail because she's my favourite. Beautiful shading and everything. Just beautiful. I highly recommend getting a model on this mould if you can afford it and you don't already have one. So yes, that is everything. That's all my Peterstone models. As you can see from this video, my collection of Peterstones is quite varied and I don't actually have that many. I think I counted 13, which is a lot fewer than the number of Briar models I have. I'm hoping to shift my collecting focus more towards Peterstones and less towards Briars in the future, but I just don't have the money to buy any models right now. So currently this is my collection and will be my collection for a while. Let me know who your favourite is in the comments. I would really like to know, actually. I love hearing people's opinions about my collection. Not that it affects how I collect in any way. Even if you hate these models, I love them to pieces and I would never sell them. But I just like hearing, for a bit of fun, what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you soon. Alright guys, goodbye!